What's up? What's up? How y'all doing today?
In this thing and stuff.
That's right. This is another episode of Whatever Creams Your Twinkie, also known as Two Coons in the Room. You know, I was thinking about calling it that, but we figured for marketing purposes, there's a certain demographic that might not be able to reference the show if we call it Two Coons in the Room. Yeah. So we want to reach out to people and make sure everyone can come see us and be able to reference and talk about the show. Yeah. No one's going to sit up there if you're kind of on this side and be like, hey, have you seen that Two Coons in the Room?
Yeah, this is immediately just Mortal Kombat ass whoopings being handed out all over the place. The last thing you want is for some of your fans or people that fuck with you to be like, have you seen that podcast? It's called... it's some dudes. They talk about stuff.
No. Go on and say it.
It's
what?
It's two.
How many of it? Two.
Yeah.
Two. Yeah. What they doing?
They talking.
Did they talk? What's the name of the show?
It's called.
Yeah. What's it called?
Snack Time.
Snack Time.
It's not, but it's a snack. The name is a snack.
What, a couple of trash pandas? Is you basically trying to get it? What you trying to say? Nah, go on and say it. You got one time to say it.
Shoo.
To what?
Shoo.
I'm saying you got one time to say it. I ain't speaking for them. I ain't speaking. Bring it to an R&B routine.
You gotta slide out.
Now you turn to the Temptations.
One nigga always gotta slide out.
Shoot.
Gotta hit the spin.
Oh yeah, you gotta hit the spin, and after you turn around, you gotta run away.
Yeah. The only problem was they had the damn microphone. They fucked around and tangled themselves up in the cord.
Yeah, they kind of did. Oh man, that'd be horrible.
I mean, laughing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, probably so.
Wrap himself up and fall off stage. Like this nigga's cocooned himself.
He cocooned himself, and now he cannot perform.
Nope.
I'd probably be upset. Like, yeah, I would laugh, but I would be upset that. Like, I paid money to see the show, and that wasn't part of the show that I'm coming to see. Now I can't hear him sing because he got to untangle himself.
This nigga's a caterpillar now. I didn't come here for this.
If you want to turn yourself into a butterfly, do it on your own time. Don't do it on my dime. Okay, there we go. Bars. Bars. But that's something that we let's get started with what we was really going to talk about today. I don't know what it was, but so you know what? There are a couple things that I've heard past few days, and it doesn't sit well with me. The thing that I've heard now, when people say, "Hey, you know, this person's like names, like some messed up names or whatever," like for me, this funny part. Now, my son's name is DJ. Oh, my oldest son, his name is DJ. Now, that's his initials obviously, but his first name is Dezion. And I created that name. So when I was talking to someone, they were asking like what his name is. I was like, oh, his name is Dezion. And immediately they were like, let's see, why his mama named him something that might be called. I'm like, well, what makes you think why does the mom always got to be the one naming the child?
Why would you assume that? How
like,
you just gonna take my fucking...
Yeah, I did that. Don't be trying to take that from me and put it on her.
I busted inside.
It was my cream pie that created I added the juice. I added the baby gravy to make sure that everything was prepared for the baking of the baby. So that's that was my contribution. So I added my ingredients. Somebody has to provide the ingredients. Someone has to provide the oven.
Can't have Kool-Aid without sugar, bitch. These are packets of Kool-Aid.
It's just colored water.
Fuck is wrong with you?
but the name the name thing was the real part. So like, what are some of the most messed up names that you've heard? I don't necessarily want to say messed up, but just like I guess creative or kind of offbeat kind of name. Or they can be fucked up if you want them to be. What would you say though?
Dude, a lot of the names that are fucked up in my head are like, they used to be typical names at some point in life.
Okay.
Like Orenthal.
You mean OJ? No, we call him OJ, and it's like his name is actually Orenthal, or it's Orenthal James, but no one uses that. They probably will not name another child Orenthal ever again because of that.
Yeah, exactly. They probably would have put him in the Hall of Fame if they just called him. They would have just looked at the ballot and been like, yeah, that nigga did run for 11,000 yards, but his name sucks.
Name, yeah.
So many levels of dicks, and I'm not fucking with it. So we're just gonna go ahead and pass. Shit.
Yeah, we're gonna give 2 of them to Walter Payton. Walter Payton, you get 2. The first double recipient of the Hall of Fame, because we're gonna put him in the Hall of Names, because we don't want to be associated with that. On the first inductee into the Hall of Names.
Norman.
Ooh.
That one sucks ass. Man. I mean, the dudes, the old heads that got 2 names, like Mr. Willie Earl and shit. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't want to be a Willie Earl, but Willie Earl at least has some level of respect to it. I don't say respect, just kind of.
You just don't really mess with too many Willie Earls. Willie Earl. Because that's an uncle. I don't know why we all jump to uncle. Like it can't be a father. Like it's just that ain't my daddy. That's my uncle.
It's Malcolm X cousin.
No, Willie Earl X. or actually, it's gonna be the next level. Willie Earl Y. Let's do that. Like why? Why Willie Earl?
Why Willie Earl? Why? Can we? Well, I guess his mama probably dead.
Yeah, I guess.
But can we ask somebody about whose idea? Willie Earl, man.
Willie.
Come on, bro.
How about and some of the female names, they just sound like old names. Some of them do, like
Gertrude.
It just doesn't. No, it's. I'm not trying to say that everyone named Gertrude is just automatically old. I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't use Gertrude or whatever. It's just like,
why the fuck would you? It's 2000. Look, honestly, I respect your right to name your kid whatever the fuck you want to, but just understand. Look at it. Mm-hmm. Look at the kid.
That's all you gotta do.
Now look up at the doctor. Now look at the kid again. You gotta call this little bitch this for the rest of her life. Do you really want to be changing her diaper and be like, hold still, Gertrude? Absolutely not. If I was your husband, I would come in there and I would punch you in the neck.
In the neck.
Because obviously I had no say-so in any of this, and I don't know what type of parent you are. You know what? Go ahead. Just do what you want to do. But just know, if you tell me what your daughter's name is, I'm going to laugh at you.
I'm not gonna laugh at the daughter because she didn't name herself that.
No, it's not her fault. She was subjected to this fuck shit because of whatever
Mom didn't want to eat because the parents didn't want to be creative. No, look, moving to this millennium, no Gertrudes are coming out now.
No Earleens.
Probably not. Earlene.
No more Earleens, bro. That's the type of name where you try to take your mama's name and your daddy's name and you combine them. No woman should have Earl anywhere in her name, especially not at the very beginning. That's the first thing you hear. Earlene. Fuck.
Oh man.
I
think that probably kind of sounds like an old or like country name or something, like, you know, Jolene or Earlene, something like that. And another Bertha. Now, if you name your child Bertha, okay, but just understand something. When I was growing up, anybody named Bertha was probably Gertha.
Hot air balloon size.
And that's, I don't know why that is. I don't know if that was something that they just, like, you know what, this is a regular sized child, female, we're going to call her Gertha. And then as soon as you dub her Gertha, all of a sudden, not Gertha. Well, I'm saying Gertha.
Your brain
it's already there. Bertha. All of a sudden, you know, maybe she just swells up. I don't know what it is about that. 'Cause every time I hear Bertha, I think big, like Big Bertha or something like that. Like, I don't know why that is. And I'm not saying it's right. I know that it's wrong to do that. You shouldn't, based off of a name, no, you shouldn't associate something like that with it. I know you shouldn't. I just do for some reason, for that name.
Man, I ain't never seen no regular woman named Bertha. Not one.
I haven't either, which is weird.
It's almost like they predetermine, okay, we already know what the fuck this is. So just go ahead and name her Bertha. She gonna be 130 pounds in the 2nd grade. She gonna be tall as fuck. She gonna have a deep voice. Don't ask me how I know. I know, and trust this
deep
fits.
Voice in the 2nd grade.
This fits. Context fits, period. Just know it. This is, I know what's happening. I'm a doctor. I am a trained medical professional. I can look at this. I can look at this woman, this girl, baby. Shit's going left. I'm just letting you know.
It's gonna happen. Right, kids are cruel too.
Yeah, they are.
There's no mercy. Like once they leave your home, you have no control over what they get subjected to.
Oh,
because when they get to school, especially public schools. I mean, I can only speak to public schools because that's all I've ever gone to. So I know about public schools. Kids are ruthless. They're gonna mess with your name. They're definitely gonna talk about the clothes. They're gonna talk about everything. So if your name is Bertha, you better be on point with everything. Your hair better be fried, dyed, laid to the side. Whatever needs to happen to make sure that is the only thing they can talk about. Exactly. If they want to talk about that.
Please, because you're gonna come home and you're gonna hear your daughter in her room with the deep voice cry.
I probably wouldn't be that deep. I mean, it's still a second grader female. Well, then again, if it is that deep, maybe she's just balling into the pillow and it sounds like it's real deep or whatever. I don't know.
Then you go in the room and she just sitting straight up.
Straight up, just
no pillow.
Sit like that. No facial expression either. Everything is just stone face. He's just stoic as hell. Just what's wrong with you? They was talking about me. They was talking about me at school.
I don't know why her shoulders move like that. They was talking about me at school. Who was talking about you? The kids at school. They was talking about voice.
You sure they weren't talking about you because you talk with your shoulders?
They was talking about everything.
Kids are cruel. So
bad for football. I'm sorry. Oh no, I'm not funny. Hey man, life goes on.
Okay, now I'm getting classical shoulder shrugs. So and then you just gonna have to fight at that point. Like either you're gonna have to teach the child how to fight, or the parents gonna have to walk down to the school and just put hands on the second grader, which would be messed up. It'd be funny though.
I kicked that little nigga over.
Like who was talking all this shit? And it was you. And it was you. Now the thing is, you can fight him, but her name's still gonna be Bertha after the fight. So,
and guess what? It's still gonna be your fault with your dumb ass.
And so you gonna fight. You gonna go to jail, and then after that, no one else gonna be able to protect Bertha from the
onslaught of the little bit.
Oh my goodness!
The nigga just teasing the fuck out of him.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's probably gonna be bad.
That's one of them things. Just no matter what you do, it's a reason to talk shit about you. You get a fish sandwich at lunch. Fish sandwich eating Bertha with your big ass.
Damn. and then you can't eat because the sandwich is in your hand. You put your shoulders down and now you hungry. And then what if you just like dislocated your shoulder because you did it too hard because too much weight on your arms or something? I don't know how big the fish sandwich is. I'm saying if you do this and then your body's not ready for the extra weight that might have been accumulated on your arm because maybe you ate an extra sandwich that day. I don't think it would happen that day that you just gained the weight like that.
Extra chocolate milk.
Extra chocolate milk, extra 35 cents for the chocolate milk. Shout out to the chocolate milk. Ooh. That was the good stuff right there.
I tell you what, boy. Man, that just went far.
Yeah, it did. So we're gonna try to reel it back in. So those some of the mess up, some of the funnier names or the more less creative names that I've heard that need to just kind of die out. And maybe Poindexter. That's probably one that can be like, oh my God. That's just a nerd name. And it's not me. I'm not trying to just say that it is. It's just when I hear it, I associate it with that because that's generally what you've seen. I haven't seen like I haven't seen like a cool ass regular Poindexter or something. It's like, why the Point? What Point? I mean, Dexter's like, okay, but what a Poindexter?
Point. Who the fuck decided? That just sounds like somebody hit the nigga in the head with a quarter or something. Point.
Dexter.
Maybe that's not. Maybe that's what the fuck happened. Maybe a nigga got hit with some change.
Like, look, all right. Heads is gonna be Dexter. Tails is gonna be.
No, Bartholomew. That name is ass. I don't give a fuck what you do with your wife. I'm sorry, it's not your fault. But your name is Bartholomew, and I'm gonna talk about you. I'm not gonna have no malicious intent behind it. Look, trust me, you can say plenty of shit about me, There's plenty of stuff to talk about, and I don't give a fuck at all. That's the difference between me and all the shit that I talk about everybody else. I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want to say about me. My ears two different shapes. There's all kinds of shit going on with me. I don't give a fuck. Niggas named Bartholomew out here.
Yeah, I think really it'd be difficult. Like you can't, if you have a certain name, you're not qualified, or you don't have, and I don't make the rules, and so you shouldn't like make fun of anyone ever if you got like, all right, yeah, we about to go whoop his ass. What up? What's your name, nigga? Bartholomew. Nah, nigga, get the fuck no. You can't fight.
Man, no.
You can't be in the circle of you can there's no OG Bartholomew. That's just one of the rules of like initiation. They ask you what your name is. Like, all right, Bruce, all right, cool. You know, Jason, all right, cool, whatever. Bartholomew, nah, you with them.
No.
Yeah. You better go study or something.
You ain't gotta look up. You ain't gotta look up at him, Bruce. All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Bartholomew, no. I just
but they killed 5 niggas. I know. We just gonna put you over there.
You go sit over there with Bertha.
Yeah, Bartholomew and the BBs, the BBs. Bartholomew and Bertha, and then they give birth to Lucius or something.
Oh my God, Lucius, you have got to be either a pimp or one of the slipperiest, slickest liars this world has ever seen.
Slick lying Lucius.
You go sit over there with Bertha. Y'all can have this conversation together.
That's it.
They wouldn't let me in either.
Oh, Lucius. I love you, Lucius. Oh, I love you, Bertha. Everybody sound the same if they make love. Like, who's talking? They both think, oh, it feels good. Yeah, I know it does. Doesn't it feel good to you? Yes, it does. Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah, you feel so good, baby. You do, too.
Like, are y'all niggas making a classic R&B album, or are y'all fucking? We ain't talking about
like two Barry Whites. They're going at it. For some strange reason, they just sound alike. Like, nobody took any estrogen at all. It's none but testosterone smashing. That's it.
And we ain't talking about little kid Bertha no more. Bertha done grew the fuck up and met a bunch of other niggas with stupid names.
Bertha could have changed her name at some point. She can legally do that. If you got everything squared away, you can change your name to, whatever. Barbara or whatever. Brenda, something, whatever else. Just Bertha, it is what it is. But like I said, yeah, so if you got, just be prepared to have to fight somebody if you have that type of name. Because in school, let me tell you what. I want you to tell me some of the funniest fights you've ever seen. Or, 1 or 2 or whatever. Because I got one I'm thinking about. I just want to hear yours. Because actually I have 2. One of them's funny and one of them's like, ooh, that's messed up, but it's still funny.
Okay, hold on. Because I remember, as soon as you said funniest fights, one came to mind.
Oh.
In particular.
Okay.
But it's not even a long story. It's stupid as fuck how it happened. And I'm really kind of glad the dude got his ass whooped. So, it's the end of the school day. Like, last bell done rung, everybody's making their way out to the bus lane. Mm-hmm. They go either wait on their bus, get on their bus, what have you.
Yep.
I'm making my way to the door. I'm almost at the door. Of course, there's a shit ton of kids, just around in this area. And I guess something was said from one little nigga to another little nigga. This is in high school. I can't remember. I think I was in the 11th grade because I had co-op 12th grade. So 11th grade, and I just remember this one kid just turning around and just popping off. Just being like, what's up, fuck nigga? What? Do something, huh? And then he walked up to this kid like real quick. But the other dude was just standing there.
Oh.
He was just like, I already know where this is going. But old boy walked over there all bowed up and like all doing all this shit. Mm-hmm. And he went and just jumped all up in the nigga's face like he was gonna do something. And then he just stood there. And old boy just said, oh, and just sucked his ass. Now the thing is, here's the part that pissed me off. In order for you to have that kind of energy towards somebody, I would think that means you are 1,000% prepared to pop the fuck off.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So when you then take that energy and suppress it and proceed to watch yourself get cocked back on and full on punched in the fucking eye, you look like a jackass. And then he proceeded to get jumped after that. So that was another little nigga in the background waiting for some shit to pop off. I think this dude does this all the time. He punches niggas in the mouth that just walk up to him. I guess they think he ain't gonna do nothing. So old boy was just waiting in the background like it was a fucking WWE title match. And the second the fist made contact with old boy's eye, other old boy jumped in and started socking him in his other eye. And they just on him like, I don't know, like the fucking Dudley Boys or something. They were just whooping his ass. And then they just walked off. And old boy was just laying there. I was like, you sat there and watched a fist come from all the way back. The nigga cocked back and charged it up like a falcon punch. And brought the shit all the way back here and sucked. That shit said, I was like, old boy just got patted. And then he got jumped.
And then you got jumped. Man, that's messed up.
And he had to turn around and get on the bus. Get your book bag.
Oh, and I'd have walked on that day. Ain't nobody about to see me.
You ever see somebody get their ass whooped? This man got whooped out of his uniform shirt. I don't even remember them taking the shirt off. I just remember he was hype and then pad and then jumped and then he was laying there and his shirt was next to him.
So he got strip whipped. That's bad. You got beat out your clothes. That's messed up.
They could whip your ass so bad.
They jumped you out your shirt.
Your uniform. You ain't even in uniform right now. You could have got sent home for this earlier in the day.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Imagine
that's
that.
bad. Good thing it was the end of the day.
Yeah, it was the end of that nigga's eyeball cycle too.
End of his eyesight just for a little while.
Eyeball is over.
End of his pride. Definitely the end of him jumping in somebody's face for a minute. Or it should have been, because if you didn't learn your lesson then, you only have two eyes. I don't see you getting in someone else's face, and you probably don't see that either. But whatever. Hey, whatever creams your Twinkie. If that's how you're gonna do it.
First and foremost. All right, man. So you gotta have one.
Now here's the thing about this. I thought about it when I said that. I was like, let me ask you a question. You ever seen two crackheads fight?
Not in person.
I have, and let me tell you, it's the funniest shit you will ever witness in your life. Let me tell you what this is. When you brought up the Dudley Boys, and here's what happened. So I'm like across the street, and I see it, and they kind of going at it. I don't know how crackheads talk. Now here's the thing. One dude was kind of big. I don't know how he must have been a new crackhead. And one dude, and the other dude was slim. So like, okay, they kind of going.
God, that was a bad time to take a sip of Coke, nigga. All right, okay.
So you figured, however it's gonna happen. They just over there fighting or whatever, and they're not really coordinated because they're on crack. So slim dude's kind of swinging, and big dude's like, and he kind of went over there and he picked the dude up, and I'm like, oh my fucking goodness. He is about to belly to back suplex this motherfucker on the concrete. We outside. So there's nothing but concrete, asphalt, curb, everything. All that is solid. None of it's bending. None of it has any give
I'm about to say,
it.
no give, no
There is nothing there. If you hit it, that's it. You hit.
Yeah, that shit just gonna bend your ass the fuck up.
That's all it's gonna do. You're just gonna be folded like an envelope, sealed and signed, sealed, delivered. So dude picks him up. The big dude picks up the small dude. Now, mind you, they're crackheads and they're high at that time, and they're still uncoordinated. So when he does it, he picks him up, and all of a sudden his eyes get real wide, and I'm like, ooh, let it happen. So the thing is, this is one of those situations where you think it looks like, and you can tell that, okay, they've been watching wrestling, but they don't understand how coordinated you have to be in order to pull off the moves. So here's what happens. What he thought was going to happen was a smooth little, What really happened was, and he didn't fall back on it, he just fell down. So he had the good enough strength for the moment. And when he thought he was going to hit him and do the wham, the perfect way, the pretty way, the sexy way they do it on the wrestling, the wrestling and all that, he really just kind of fell down. And he didn't really hit the dude's head, didn't hit nothing. His arm hit or whatever. And it wasn't even hard because when he hit, it was like, He just really just kind of sat down hard as hell. That's really basically all that happened. And I'm like, you uncoordinated motherfucker. I could have, that was 10 seconds of my life I'll never get back. So I'm sitting there, y'all fighting. Yeah, it was only 10, it was real quick. But it was a slow motion fall. So he like picked it up quick and then just kind of said, this is my slow descension.
If you look to your left, you will see two
exactly. I heard flight attendants. All that. It was like a tour guide doing the whole movement there. So he dropped down and all he did was just fall down with his eyes still bugged like he did something. And he stood up like you didn't do nothing. You just sat down.
You ain't feel that?
And his gut came out of the shirt so he exposed himself being stupid and a little pudgy at the same time while not doing any damage to the more frail of the two, the smaller of the two crackheads. Yeah. So the new crackhead thought he was gonna do something to I call him new crackhead because he was still big. Most of the time crackheads aren't really big, so this one just a big ass crackhead. I call him back, big ass crackhead. Okay, so back and Lack, little ass crackhead. Back and Lack were battling, right? Back picks up Lack. Back fall down on his ass, and Lack, it just kind of gets up and walks away. I'm like, that was it. That's it. That's the fight. That's the fight. That's it. That's all it is. Y'all just pissed me off. I'm about to fight both of y'all for this. Y'all wasting my time. Now I'm about to get some kind of action. It wasn't even pay-per-view. I just had to be walking from an arcade. I was like, okay. Shit. And you're playing fighting video games, so you used to seeing fighting. I walk out, and I see two crackheads about to fight, and all of a sudden it's like a fake-ass, more fake than wrestling is anyway. They really didn't do any damage. They outside. And the other dude just kind of walks away. I'm like, man, that's so messed up. But anyway.
Oh my God.
So I got another crackhead story.
What
this
the
one
fuck?
is the messed
Where
up
were
one.
you at?
I was in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. All right. Makes sense.
What?
I'm just saying because in Montgomery, I only say that because San Francisco is much more popular with the crackhead community.
Much more cracky?
Yes.
Well, damn.
In comparison to Montgomery, it's just a bunch of fuck niggas around here. If they crackheads, they are disguised very well. So I'm just saying, in California, the population is much broader.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You're more likely to see a crackhead battle.
Crackhead battle!
Round one. Oh, no, they ain't that coordinated.
No. They're round done. That's pretty much all it is. So here's the other one. Now I'm at an apartment complex. And here is the craziest shit I've seen to this day. And I'm like, kind of like you. It's like, I'm glad the motherfucker got his ass whooped. This was actually an ass whooping. Now, there's this dude that was kind of outside, this black dude. He was kind of big, not like super duper small, but he was, a good little size to him. And he wanted to come into the apartment complex. Now, we're not supposed to just let people in. We don't know who you are. You can just come in and yada yada, because we don't know what's going on, right?
Right.
True enough. Safety. Got it. So there's this other dude who's kind of frail. I don't want to say frail. He was just a smaller guy, like smaller than that dude. So he wasn't like a 90-pound dude or nothing like that. But I knew that both of those guys were crackheads. It's just that I guess that was the crackhead that worked out. So we'll call him swole ass crackhead, call him Sack. And no, I'm not gonna call him that.
Oh, you would call him Sack.
I ain't gonna call him Sack. So the dude was outside. He was like, "Hey, can you let me in?" And the dude on the inside was like, "Hey, I'm not supposed to let anyone in." And he was like, "Come on, man. I'm just, I ain't trying to do nothing crazy or whatever. I just want to go because I got to see somebody." And the dude on the inside started talking shit to him.
Oh Lord.
And so he was like, "Nah." I said, "No, you can't come in. I'm inside. You're not. So what you gonna do? You can't do nothing because you can't come in. So I'm not gonna be the one to let you in. So there's that." So he basically was just egging him on, saying that type of shit. The thing is, first of all, if you're gonna talk a lot of shit to someone, you should probably be able to fight. And the second part, if there's someone on the outside of a building or whatever, and you're on the inside of a building, make sure that there's no one that's about to leave the building, because then that door becomes open. So someone walked out. This dude was talking a whole bunch of shit. Someone walked out. This dude caught the door. And when I tell you, that was the most epic ass beating I've ever seen. Bruh. He basically was like, "All right, talk that shit now. And dude was like, nah, you weren't supposed to come in. And I'm gonna just tell you,
yeah, no.
the dude that was formerly on the inside probably thought he got jumped. Cause I mean, there was just
haymakers all over the place.
That's what you heard. There wasn't any cloth. He wasn't hitting in the chest. None of that was what you heard. It was all
straight flesh,
skin on skin on skin. And then after a while, there was like a little bit of splash. You just saw blood running. I'm like, damn! Somebody, please, they gonna kill this nigga. No one stopped him. He just basically stopped himself and kind of walked off like, now keep talking shit. And the dude was he wasn't saying shit.
Bro, his fucking mouth was probably all the way over here by his cheek area.
Yeah, like the cartoon, like when Daffy Duck gets shot in the mouth and his jaw fell over here. That's probably what it was like. So this dude, he whooped his mother. Ooh my! It was the worst and most savage, but deserving ass whooping I have ever seen. From something like, you don't need to talk shit to him. Just say, nah, I can't let you in, and walk away. Don't know why he just sat there. He stood there, stayed talking shit to the dude on the outside, and the dude was like, nah, wait till I get inside of my beat. And I'm like,
it's like he knew somebody was finna leave though. It's like he stuck around like, yeah, I'm pissed off at old boy for talking all this great shit, but I just feel like something's gonna happen and I'm gonna get my ticket inside this fucking door. And guess what?
When he got his ticket, he cashed in on that.
Cain Velasquez got his fucking ticket that day because he got in and he got off in he got in the apartment and then he got off in your ass.
That was the worst. And I'm sitting there watching. Surely I know that dude didn't think I was gonna help him. Ain't no way in hell I'm trying to get a piece of that ass whooping right there because I saw what he did to you. He don't know you. He don't know me. He don't care about your face. He don't care about my face.
Why don't he know about it? Nigga, now I'm just in the crosshairs. I'm getting caught in the crossfire because you need help. I'm
trying to say I don't know you. I don't know neither one of y'all. So I ain't about to help neither one. I'll call someone. After he get finished, I'm not gonna disturb any of that because you just got mauled by a fucking bear and you poked him.
That nigga is a pit bull.
He ate his ass up. That was weird to say, but he definitely put every bit of them ha-has on this dude, and I'm like, damn. So that I learned that day. Okay, if you're gonna talk shit and say something, make sure you have a way out, or make sure you can fight. So if you can't escape and you can't defend yourself, just keep the peace. Just say, I'm not supposed to let anyone in, and then leave. That's it. Just go right there. I don't know why he stayed there, kept talking shit to him, because this dude was visibly getting heated, and they just kept going back and forth. I'm like, okay, there's a gate, door, whatever between y'all, but if someone were to leave or someone were to enter, I don't think it's gonna look too good for you.
No.
Unless all of a sudden you just say, and then able to walk away, but he didn't do none of that. He did that. And then just folded up and just got his ass beat.
Turned up and you turned into a mouse. And you know what's tough? Who left? Because all this shit is going on in front of this dude, and this nigga was like, "All right, we get out of the way."
No, I think you know what it was. Okay, someone came. Somehow the door got open. It was because someone left and someone came in. Now. No one was just standing there. It was like me and a friend of mine were just standing there the whole time. Neither one of us were about to go in and help either one. Okay. So someone just happened to come downstairs and just leave. So they weren't standing around listening to it and saying, "I'm gonna let him in so he beat your ass." No one didn't. No one was that dirty. That would.
I was thinking somebody was in the apartment and they was like, "Nigga, I gotta go to work, so get the fuck out of the way of the door."
Let me go to. I gotta go pick up a cigarette from the store. Just one.
One Lucy.
Yeah, just one Lucy. And so that was that. I'm like, damn. So yeah, that was the fun. Now I don't say that was necessarily funny.
Shit.
But
shit. That's funny as fuck. I just played the whole thing in my head, and that is fucking hilarious. That's the equivalent to a big ass bully in school talking shit to a nigga who he just feel like he can't defend himself, can't do shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Old boy who is a friend of the dude that's getting fucked with, catches wind, and just shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's enough. All right. Keep talking. You want to say something else? Do you have more words? Do you have more words? Huh?
And to those of you who can't see what he's doing,
What's wrong with you, nigga? Do you got more shit to say? Shut the fuck up. Leave the nigga alone. You got some more? Huh? Do you have more stuff? Relax, nigga.
He is as relaxed can be. He's unconscious. It don't get no more relaxed than that.
That nigga sleep.
He sleep.
He gone, bro. That nigga drinking by daisies and shit.
He ain't got a pillow or nothing.
No, bro. Just straight towel.
Did you give him his blankie? You might need a blanket.
Okay. Lunchroom floor.
Lunchroom floor. That's it.
Hard ass
Make sure
brown towel.
Let me just get a wet floor sign. Put over the do not disturb sign right there to let him rest, so he can wake up refreshed and make sure he studies for that test. Because he failed this one. He failed this test horribly.
That was a pop quiz, and you are fucked. You got to be better prepared than that, sir. Stupid ass nigga. That's hilarious.
Oh, I guess he didn't know the rules. Let's kind of change direction real quick. We're talking about
bro, because old boy is out of here.
We just gonna change subject and go in a different direction while he sleeps. While he sleeps, that ass whooping on.
Over here.
That's what we gonna do.
That shit is.
Okay, so let's talk about let's say women in relationships. And I know it's kind of weird, like we always talk about women. Look, it's not that we're bashing women or anything like that. That's not the case. If you think that's what we're doing, drink bleach. Go just do that for a while.
Windex too.
Something, Blendex. So it's bleach and Windex together. That was nice. I like that.
Ooh. Blendex?
Blendex.
Well, you can wipe a nigga's skin off of Blendex. That sounds like some shit you could just erase a nigga first layer of skin with. Anyway, I ain't
that's how you got vitiligo. So it's because of Blendex poisoning. All right, so as far as how we are in society, a lot of times that we will see what men do and what women do, or what they're asked or supposed to do, and what women are asked or supposed to do. Like that, you saw that Chris Rock special when he was talking about how men are only loved women and children are loved unconditionally, and men are only loved under the condition that they provide something.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that shit.
And it resonated with me. Like, wait a minute, I think he might be on something. Now, how do you feel about that? Do you agree with that? Do you think he really has a good point?
Man, I hate to say it, but if we think about all the times that, let's just think about all the times that you were out with some friends of yours or some shit, and you look at a woman, and if you like what you see, you going over there.
Okay.
Or even if you don't go over there, I mean, you would understand if somebody slid on this bitch. But it's not because you think that, she may have the potential to be, an awesome person. At least it's not what gets you in the door. Now, granted, that might not be the case for women either when they see a guy that they like. But typically what I'm getting at is when it comes down to it, the thing that makes something last, the thing that gives someone like a lasting appeal is what they can provide to you potentially, depending on what you want.
Okay.
And when it comes to guys have to have something going on for them, ultimately, in order for them to be more than just a bag of muscles or a pretty face to a bitch or whatever the fuck. You can't just be an attractive guy and be able to hold somebody's attention. At least not in my experience and shit that I have spectated.
Okay.
Women, on the other hand, if the woman is fine, old boy gonna stick it out. He gonna deal with whatever the fuck comes with that. Let me think about the amount of dudes that are in relationships right now, and he not cutting that bitch loose because she is bad. Think about all the dudes that's like, he be talking about all the shit that he dealing with this girl. She always talking shit. She crazy as fuck. She throwing irons at the nigga when she just unplugged the shit. Just trying to fight the nigga, trying to stab him. Got baby daddy problems. This bitch is coming home. She don't clean. Her pussy smell like a can of fucking Lunchables and sardines and shit. But what do the friends always say? Shit, I see why you ain't leaving her. Look at her.
Oh.
I see, bro, that bitch is bad as fuck. I wouldn't leave her either. I know why you dealing with it. I see why you putting up with it. Either because the pussy is amazing or because she bad as fuck. So regardless of what she can provide for you, provide for the household potentially, you sticking it out because the bitch is beautiful. Man don't get that. You gotta have a decent job. You gotta have your own place. Gotta have your own car. You cannot be living with moms, not paying no bills.
Or your wife.
Or you.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. You're not. And I know shit might have been a little shaky at first when I was talking about, the initial attraction, but I say that to say after the initial attraction, you got to have something other than just being fine if you a dude. Because that gets a dude in the door. Dudes are fucking simple. And that's a whole nother conversation that we can have. Matter of fact, But when it comes to being a man, you have to be able to provide a foundation upon which this woman will want to, stick around and either help you build on the foundation or just sit there and reap the rewards of having your ass around, just having a good dude. Women don't. I'm not saying women don't have to have nothing going for them, but for a lot of dudes, if a girl fine, he'll deal with whatever the fuck comes with that. But females, y'all ain't got to do that. Y'all get the luxury of, going after someone who has something going for them instead of just being attractive. That's not enough as a guy.
No. It's always, there are levels to that. We're always going to be, this person is attractive, that person is attractive. Yeah, okay. That'll I see it. Oh, they're attractive. Now what do they bring? For us, most of the time is, oh, they're attractive. That's it. That's all. They're attractive. Period. Theirs is, oh, they're attractive. ... Like, what else is going on? What are they bringing? Are they going to provide this, provide that? I'm like, I used to think like that. Like, damn, she is so fine. I'll do whatever it takes. So then I'm like, basically punking myself or pimping myself being that way just because I think this woman is so gorgeous, so beautiful, or whatever. She ain't bringing nothing else to the table. And I'm not saying that she couldn't potentially, but I was never worried about that in the beginning. A lot of women get to worry about that right away. Right after, okay, so exchange phone numbers, and after like the second conversation, it's more like, okay, what do you do? What are you into? What are your goals? How driven are you to do this? What potentially thinking and processing everything, like what can this person provide? What can this person provide? I'm providing my cute self, and he's going to provide what for me? So that's kind of the dynamic and how it works in a lot of cases, and it's like, damn, that's kind of messed up. But we haven't really changed that, and so it'll be up to like the men to be like, all right, what you bringing to the table? But if we do that, we're going to be thought of as wrong because it's like, oh, you being selfish. But that's the same thing that y'all are doing. It's really just thinking about the future. Like, what are we going to do for each other? Not what are you bringing to the table? What are you providing? Because for me, if I see someone who I think is attractive, like, she look good. Okay. Then I'm starting thinking like, well, I'm thinking about what it is she has going on for herself, not because of what she can provide. For me, it's about, well, is she driven to actually be a better version of herself? Right. Is she really going to do something that's going to make it worthwhile? Is she going to be motivated enough? Am I going to have to motivate her to do certain things? I'm not saying I wouldn't try to help out and, give her some good advice and yada, yada, yada. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, are you driven to do anything? Like, are you just going to be a bum for the next 10 years or whatever? What you going to do? And it's not necessarily for me. It's what are you going to do? Because I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time. Just like the women are going to make sure that they're not wasting their time. However, we don't think about that a lot of times. It's like, damn, she looks good. She got the face, got the waist, got the hips, got the lips, and everything is intact and on point. But we don't think about if they got a job. They're crazy. Because sometimes someone are fine as hell, but they are just batshit crazy.
And they wear that shit as a badge of honor, too.
Yeah, like, that's cool. It's cool to be crazy. You want this? I'm crazy. You can't handle this. And then our dumb ass, we take it as a challenge. Like, fuck that. Yes, I can.
Oh, I can't handle you, huh?
Oh, I can't handle you. Oh, yeah, watch this. Watch what I do. See?
So many times.
I don't know where the fuck that came from, but I just did it. So
that's how retarded some dudes are, though. That's the thing, man. Dudes are simple fucking creatures. And I say this shit all the time. As a woman, you could be a 5. And you could have niggas who are 7, 7.5, 8s shooting they shots at you all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to just throw these dicks away left and right because you know you're going to get attention from some other nigga of equal stature or of equal status as far as what you find attractive or whatever at some point throughout that day or throughout that week. If a dude is a 7, and I'm just talking about physical here, that's just the simple physical aspect of it. If a dude is a 7 and he get a chance to fuck with a 7.5, if he don't take that chance and follow through with that shit perfectly, he might not get that chance for another 10 fucking months. That's just how the fuck it is. Men are simple. It is easy to appeal to the desires of a man. Typically.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying every man is that easy, because some men actually expect women to be worth something. Can't just be like, oh, well, based off the strength that I'm a woman, I can have the expectation for you to be whatever the fuck I want you to be, and I can just be whatever the fuck I want to be, and that's supposed to be good enough because I'm a woman, and I provide you with everything that I can do for you, you can't do for yourself, can't nobody do it for you. So just the fact that I exist as this should be good enough for you as a man. Let me tell you something, bitch, kill yourself. Because it's not good enough. Bleach. Fuck that. Whatever it is that you expect out of me, you should be willing to give the same. But fact remains, and earlier I said something about reaping the rewards of being with a man that's worth shit, saying y'all get the fucking luxury of just expecting niggas to just take care of everything that you don't want to take care of. Imagine living with a nigga not having to pay no bills for real. Imagine he got it so good, you just pay for whatever the fuck you want to. He always getting shit for you. You ain't got to worry about whether or not if you need a couple dollars for this or that. As soon as you're asking for it, you're going to get it. And everything else going to be taken care of. Not all women, hold men to that standard and make them do that shit or expect them to. But the problem is there are a shit ton of women who do expect that. And if you can't provide that as a man, and if you're not all the way up there on that fucking ladder to where you can provide services to that degree, they look at you like you lesser than. That's my fucking issue. Shit.
Yeah, but if like they already want a ready-made man. They already want that coming into it. Not that they're willing to build to help each other become, better versions of themselves. They already want, oh, you're already doing it. Cool. I'll latch on to you. And they're like, what? Here. I mean, fine. If he's cool with it, that's his business. Go ahead. Do whatever you do. But just to have the attitude of, you want a man to already be this, already be that, already be this, already be that. And you don't have that. If you're not bringing those same things to the table, how can you demand that of someone else who can potentially become that, but just because they're not that at that point? They could be someone who far exceeds what you're thinking of that you want and all that kind of stuff. They just don't have it right now, but you're not willing to build with them, so you don't know the end result of all that. I mean, imagine that's like if you were, I'll bring this up real quick. Like, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team.
Yes.
And look at who he became. So, ladies, if you're that coach and you're trying to cut this Michael Jordan because he's not good enough or whatever for your basketball team, which is the relationship, that's the analogy. You're like, well, he's not good enough yet, so I don't want to know. You look like a dumbass because if that person becomes the Michael Jordan of another relationship and you sitting up there, you still the coach waiting on somebody to come and be a great player, you look stupid. So the idea that someone has to come in and have all that, it's great if they do, but don't demand that of someone if you don't have it. And if you're not willing to work for it for yourself, and if you're not willing to work with him to become that, so that way the entire relationship is about you two building upon each other and building for each other and building a greater relationship.
Ooh, boy, you on fire, boy. You was in magma mode.
Magma.
Fire! Yeah.
All right. But yeah. So that's. Oh, and something else I want to bring up. Here's something crazy that's funny to me. Okay, so, and this has happened to me before. it's in a couple of relationships here and there. Ladies, I know. Still, we're talking about ladies because it's not like I'm not in a relationship with men, so I don't know what it's like. So I'm not going to be that. So I can only talk about what I know about, which is going to be in a relationship with a female. So, ladies, if you are in a relationship with a guy, and say for instance there is maybe electronic equipment or something you might need to put together and hook up, yada yada yada, and the directions are there. Here's the thing. Yes, we're guys. The directions are not men-only directions. I cannot stress this enough because it's not like we look at the directions and there is another version that appears before our eyes because we happen to have a penis. No, that's not what happens. It's the same directions that we follow that the directions are for everyone. Like, if you look at it and you read the directions and you follow the directions, you're going to get the exact same results. We don't get different results. If we follow the directions the same way you follow directions, which is the way the directions are there for, why the directions are there so you can follow them. If you don't follow the directions and don't get the same results, don't sit there and say, you're a man, you know how. No, I don't. I just know how to read it and comprehend it and follow the directions. You can read and comprehend and follow directions too. So don't expect me to just do it just because I'm a guy and just say, he'll take care of that. Listen, what if I wasn't there? Is the shit just going to be left undone? You can figure out how to do it just like I had to figure out how to do it. All I'm doing is figuring it out. Exactly. That's all I'm doing. If you decide you don't want to try to figure it out,
guess who that's on?
That's not my fault. Now, if I make the shit and I'm like, all right, so then I put it together. I'm like, oh, you're so good at that. I know. Fuck it, it's mine now. So don't even ask for it because I had to put the shit together. You want it? You want to be? I'll take the shit back apart. You put it together. There you go. How you doing? Welcome to Jerry's world.
But you know what's tough about that? That's actually kind of funny because it just hit me. You could also take that whole concept and use it metaphorically.
Okay.
Because you got this shit right here. You got to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, you're expected to have the jump on this. You're expected to be more capable of reading these directions, following them, and getting the end result that everyone would want, which would be the product put together and functioning properly. But
we're stupid.
Okay, good. We dumb as a motherfucker. We dumb as shit.
Men are so stupid, but figure this out that I can't figure out for myself with the same direction that you have. But go ahead, make your point. I don't know if that's where you're going with it, but go ahead.
More or less. No, and I appreciate you for chiming in right there, because that's another thing is women not wanting to give men credit until it's convenient for them. But the point that I was getting to was just that because you don't feel like you should have to put forth the effort to figure it out. In the same sense that I would, just because I'm a man, you don't feel obligated to do shit. You just get to sit there and reap the rewards of what effort I have put in order to put this shit together. Now, I can benefit from this being done, and you can benefit from this being done. But the difference between you and me is when it comes to who put in effort, who actively put in effort to make this shit work. Out of us two, who's the only one that can say they did that shit? I give you a hint. Bitch, it ain't you. And I'm not talking about the great women out there that support the fuck out of their nigga and stand behind him every time he does something great or every time he attempts to do something great and fucks up. He's putting forth effort. He's trying. He's doing his best. He's doing all the shit that a lot of women would refuse to give a nigga credit for. But you expect him to do it. But even when he does it, you discredit him for the shit that you expected him to do in the first place. You held him to this standard, he got the shit done, defied your expectations, and now I guess you just butthurt because you were wrong. I don't fucking know. But that is the take-home message. Too many niggas out here putting in the effort that you want them to put forward, and then the second they do it, you don't give a fuck enough about the nigga, you don't respect him at the end of the day for what expectations and what standards you held him to. So why the fuck do it? Just go be with a woman, bitch. I don't fucking know. What do you want? Do you want a man to be the picture of what you want, or do you just want to make up reasons to bitch and complain about what he's not doing, even when he is doing it? I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Fuck you if you got a problem with it. Because if you had an opinion, you would have spoke that shit.
Sit your ass
down.
down.
He woke back up.
Fuck
That
wrong
man
with
woke
you?
back up
Sit
again,
your dumb ass
being
back
crazy.
down. Fuck wrong.
Why are you gonna wake up when you got beat up and you gonna get beat down and go right back to sleep?
Nigga, light bulb went off.
Light bulb went off. And he just knocked the light bulb off. So I don't know. That's messed up. The moral of the story is moral of the story. Man, I can't talk. Like I got I got a residual ass whooping from the dude over there, and all of a sudden some of his stupidity just splashed in my face, and I wasn't able to talk. So that's how that worked. Yeah. So the moral of the story is, ladies, it's tough out here for guys. Here's another thing. Just like real quick, the expectations that you have, the standards that you have, or I'll leave it at expectations. The expectations that you have are your expectations. Most of the time, we're not the ones who are telling you to have those. We're not promising you these things. You already have them. And just because you have them doesn't mean that we are supposed to meet them. It's fine to have expectations. It's not okay to demand from us that those expectations be met, because that's not us. That's not, if we do, cool, whatever, fine, great. Hey, I'm all for it. But if you say, I think a man should do this, I expect my man to do this, and he doesn't do that, doesn't mean that he's less of a man, or doesn't mean that he doesn't care about you or love you. You just have that expectation there. That's on you. That's totally yours. If he didn't tell you he was going to do that, if he didn't tell you, I promise you this, this, and this, then don't try to hold him to that. Or try your best not to do that, because I think that is extremely wrong to try to demand that this be met, something that he didn't know anything about, unbeknownst to him. He's supposed to do this, thus, and so. And all he does is so. And you need this and thus done. And you thinking like he's an asshole, he's not a man or whatever. Like, don't give me that. You're not a man because you don't do this and do that. Don't do that, because it's based on what you think a man is, and 9 times out of 10 you've never been a man, so you don't know what it's like. So don't sit there and try to judge a man based on being a man if you've never been a man.
Fuck, God damn, that hit me right in my chest.
In the chest. It didn't hit you in the face like dude over there.
Oh no, that ain't get hit. Like, old boy is out of here. That nigga's out of here. And you know what's tough about what you just said? If we would have flipped that shit and hold our expectations for what we think a woman should be to y'all and tell you that you're less than a woman because you didn't meet them. We are the shittiest people on the planet.
Oh yeah.
But you can create whatever standard you want and hold anybody to it, as if you're the standard by which everybody's supposed to be wanting to be what the fuck you think we're supposed to be. Who the fuck do you think you are? Do you have a man? Can you keep one? Probably not, because you're doing stupid shit like that. Don't do that.
And if you're not one of the women that we're talking about, we're not talking to you.
Exactly.
Don't come in and try to say, well, my man, we're not talking to you. We're not talking about you. You have nothing to do with it. Fine if you want to, just chime in and say, well, I disagree because cool. But don't feel attacked because we're not talking to you.
Exactly.
We're just not.
You shouldn't feel convicted. If none of this applies to you, you should not feel convicted. So do not incriminate yourself.
Only the bit dogs holler. That's all I'm saying. But let's switch it up real quick and talk about something fun. It's about something real fun.
I like fun.
You like fun?
I just whooped his ass. That was fun. That just sounds so illegal.
I guess it's fun to give out ass whoopings for some people. I mean, maybe OJ had fun when he murdered. I'm not saying I don't know if he actually did it. If he did and got away with it, and okay, hooray for the Negro.
That nigga went to trial. He looked like he had fun. That nigga was like, shit.
That was nervous energy. I don't know if that was fun, but
if I would have did it,
Okay. Let's jump on this real quick. We've worked in food service and we've been exposed to some customers who might be a little. I don't want to call them stupid, but I've said some stupid stuff before. ask some stupid questions. So my question to you is, what's like some of the stupidest questions you've ever heard? It doesn't necessarily have to be while at work, just in general. Because I got 3, and boy, there are some freaking doozies.
Oh my God! See, this is just like the server pet peeves, because I know I've heard so much dumb shit. Like I can't even keep them all in a row. I know I've had people ask us if we got shit that we are just nowhere close to having, asking us, if we can do shit to certain meals. That is just, why do you even think we can? Why did you ask me that shit? Asking for a steak, and they said like they wanted medium, but they wanted kind of well done too. Like shit like that. It's I wanted to punch him. I did, because what the fuck does that mean? Do you not know and look, I don't expect everybody to be a meat connoisseur.
Yeah.
You're a slut, but that's something different. I'm just saying, medium is the middle of the spectrum. Well done is the very fucking end. It's the last thing right before burnt the fuck up.
Charcoal.
Yes. You can't make a steak medium and well at the same time, you jackass.
Well, medium well.
Yeah, medium well, but I'm saying like the nigga was like, he wanted it like medium, but he also wanted it kind of burnt. That was like more or less what the fuck he said.
What?
And like that's what I'm saying. It's shit like that. It's like what does that mean? I can understand saying medium well. You're like, I don't want it like too medium. Like I want just a little bit of pink. Okay, I know what a little bit of pink means. Medium well. I don't want no pink. Okay, got you. I know what the fuck that means. Well done.
If you say you want medium, but then you want it burnt on the outside, and you don't want something that we make. You want something else.
You want
something that's unearthly.
Fucking brontosaurus burger. We don't make those.
Flintstone.
Yabba dabba doo. Mouth ass nigga. That's probably got to be one of the dumbest ones that I can think of. Like for real. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't think, because I've heard some dumb ass shit. So I'm just looking forward to hearing yours.
I got 3. Let me tell you what my top 3 are.
God damn.
And here's the thing, and I've heard that, and 2 of them are at restaurants. Well, no, all 3 of them are at restaurants, but 2 of them that I actually worked at. Okay, so one of them was, how much sugar do we put in unsweet tea? This person was wanting to make some unsweet tea and asked us how much sugar we put in the unsweet tea. I cannot make this shit up.
Does this bitch not understand the concept of unsweet? Do you know what has to happen to something for it to not be sweet?
Oh my goodness.
This ain't no sugar in it.
So, at the points where, someone says something to you and you just don't even think that, first of all, you think they're kidding and they're not. And so you don't really know what to say, how to respond to it, so you don't. And then they think that, you're mean, but it's like, I'm trying to process where that's coming from. Could try to see it from your angle. Try to understand, well, maybe
I think people don't hear themselves when they talk. I think they just open their mouth and let words fall out. Because how else could you come up with some dumbass shit like that?
I have no idea.
It's unsweet. You said it. In the midst of the sentence, you said unsweet. But what preceded that was sugar. Think about that. Matter of fact, don't think too hard, because you're going to hurt yourself.
Probably going to hurt yourself. Or we're going to fall over.
Dumbass nigga.
Okay, and so the next one. And again, it's right as you're saying it, you should probably pick up on it. It's one of those situations. Someone said, does pimento cheese have cheese in it?
My nigga, like, what? Do you think cheese is code for something?
Does pimento cheese have cheese in it?
What do you expect me to say to that?
And then the crazy thing is, I said, what? Like, man, quit playing. That's like asking if cream cheese has cheese in it. And then they said, well, does it?
You know what? No.
At that point, I just give up.
It don't. They got rutabagas and flour and shit in it. Does meatloaf have meat in it? I guess not. I'm living in the wrong world. Apparently, I'm asking the wrong questions.
But here's the doozy. This will forever reign as one of these stupidest questions. And it was like, okay, so, you know, I'm chilling in the house with my homie. We just was like watching TV or something. Probably like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, I think. Shout out to Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So, you know, one of them late night shows that come on, you be laughing, ha. I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry. You hungry? Yeah, we're hungry. Yeah. All right, cool. What's open? And, you know, it's kind of late. So we're like, Taco Bell, Waffle House. I don't feel like going to Waffle House. and sit down and wait for it. Crystal, bet. Gonna go to Crystal. Cool. Go there. Remember, and this was a while back. Remember when they had the BA burgers?
Yes.
Black ink. Them scrumptious.
That motherfucker was actually really good. It's one of the only good things.
Like I used to get that all the time. The one with the bacon on it.
Woo, man.
Glory be. That was a spiritual movement. It was a spiritual movement right before the bowel movement. So that's what happened with that. So we ride up there and say, hey, you know, what is it? Hey, can I take your order? Say, all right, I ordered mine, you know, the whatever, number 3 or whatever, with no mayonnaise and, you know, the lemonade drink or something like that. It's like, okay. And then so then my homie ordered. Now he ordered like the one without bacon on it. No. He ordered the one with bacon. The same thing I ordered, but here's what he said. I said, okay, I want the like number 3 or whatever it was. He said, meat, cheese, and mayonnaise only. Meat, cheese, and mayonnaise only. Okay. Fair cool. Enough. Got it. And they probably ordered a Coke or something like that. And she said, okay, do you still want bacon on that? He said, yes. And he turned to me and said, isn't bacon meat? Yes. Why would she still ask if you want bacon if he said meat, cheese, and bacon only? Do you still want bacon on that?
Nigga, we're talking about the meat, nigga. The meat portion. The fucking, the shit that's the same shape as the bun. That is what constitutes as meat. Nigga. If she wanted to say, she would have said meat and bacon. God damn it.
But the bacon is meat. Bacon is meat. How's she gonna ask that question? Do you still want the bacon? I said meat, cheese, and bacon. Do you still want the bacon? I said meat, cheese, and mayonnaise only. I had meat, cheese, and bacon. I'm stupid. Now I'm sounding dumb. Now they're stupid.
I'm about to say because I think I misspoke too. That this nigga just fucked both of us up.
Yeah,
because usually when I say like when I go to McDonald's, I say let me get the bacon McDouble, but let me get a plain. I say meat, cheese, and bacon only. So you know at that if I were to just say meat and cheese, and they left the bacon off, I'd be like, damn, I did say meat and cheese. Because to me, meat means the patty.
Okay.
Now that's just me. I know bacon is meat.
Okay.
So I definitely understand.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
And so that's what threw him off because he said meat, cheese, and mayonnaise only. Now the thing is, because he ordered that specific burger, there's one without meat. I mean, there's one without bacon, and there's one with bacon.
Yeah.
So he ordered the one with bacon and said meat, cheese, and mayonnaise only. If he didn't want the bacon, he would have ordered it one over here. Here. That's what he would have ordered.
There's a whole point of y'all having 2 different ones. This one ain't got no fucking bacon on it. I specifically said the one with the bacon.
I ordered the number 3, not the number 2. Number 2 has no bacon. Number 3 does. So when I say number 3, meat, cheese, and mayonnaise only.
Magic wand.
That's it. That's you know, I got my Harry Potter thing on.
Yeah, so, that should. I mean, in that particular instance, that probably should have been a dead giveaway because there's one specifically with bacon, and then there's one that doesn't have any bacon at all. So why would I ask for the one with bacon just to tell you to take the shit off? That's what the fuck we was getting at. That was the take home message, and my brain has shifted itself to a different part of my body because that was some of the craziest shit I would. And then he sat right next. You had to sit right there in between these 2 niggas and listen to this shit. I can
I'm
see
like,
why.
Why? You know?
Oh, well. IQ points were lost.
She said, "Isn't bacon meat?" And we referenced that for like years after that happened. That's been like, damn, probably like 7, 8 years ago, something like that. It's been a long time. And so every time we come under "isn't bacon meat," we just laugh about it because we will never forget that. I was like, damn. Wow. And it perplexed him because he's like, what?
Wait a minute.
Like, am I wrong? Like, is water wet? Wait a minute.
Is water liquid, nigga?
Is that a fluid? What do we do?
What am I missing?
Yeah, and then when someone comes to you with something real dumb, you got to question yourself. Like, wait a minute, did I say something wrong? What?
That's exactly what just happened to me.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm not dumb. Making sure I'm not crazy. Make sure I didn't miss something along. Something got lost in translation.
Something got lost. This bitch's brain is on the grill next to the Crystal Burgers.
Oh, snap, with the onions and the pickles and the mustard.
Nasty ass, moist ass burgers. Fuck Crystals.
For those of y'all that don't like the word moist.
Moist. Guess what? Your pussy get moist.
Moist.
My dick don't get moist.
Guess what else y'all don't like?
Such a moist pussy.
And vagina. Y'all don't like the words. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Stop acting like it's something that's taboo. It's called a penis. It's called a vagina. It is. And what y'all have? They're not boobies. They're breasts.
They're breasts.
We're grown.
They're titties. What the fuck is wrong with you sensitive bitches? You'll suck 3 dicks and then as soon as somebody says masturbation, ew, are you fucking kidding me? You would take dick juice to the lips, but as soon as somebody says the word dick out loud, now you got a problem. Can you explain it? Explain it to me. I just want you to tell me what the fuck is going on.